Hey everybody, it's me, Greg Mannarino. Why today? It is Monday, June 29th, 2015. And people, global stock markets are in free fall. As I am making this video today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 275 points. And this is not over, in my opinion. Let's back up just a little bit. First of all, this is a shocker to me and most of the people, I believe, who are on the financial side of this equation. I had spoken about how I thought that there would be some type of a can kick here with regard to this Greek debt issue, which can never be solved. It cannot be solved no matter how far they want to kick the can. So with that said here, it does appear we have hit a critical mass with regard to the debt saturation cycle that we are in with regard to this global issue. It's a financial Frankenstein, unlike anything we have ever seen in the history of the world, people. That is how dire this is. I know if you've been following me for all these years, you've been hearing me speak about this at length, but we really may be at that point right now where this entire system is going to come down. Let me elaborate a little further. I've been talking for quite a long time, and especially over the past year, how we're seeing cracks in the debt bubble. And I've given a lot of reasons why I believe that is happening. But right now, I believe these cracks have now turned into a burst. This debt bubble, in my opinion, with what is occurring here in Greece, has topped out. Now, if you were to turn on the financial channels and stuff, they're trying to downplay this a lot. Say, oh, this is just a Greek issue. This is not just a Greek issue. Look, I believe, again, if you follow this blog, you get it. This issue that we have with regard to debt is insurmountable. It is not correctable. The debt cannot be forgiven. And this is it. We are at a moment in history which is going to be remembered for a very, very long time. The issue is contagion. Contagion. Now, you've been hearing a lot about that, how this can spread to other indebted nations that are worse off than Greece, the United States being one of them. But what people are not being told about, and I'm going to tell you right now, is this. If you recall back in 2008 when the entire system froze up and we had a meltdown, what was the mechanism behind that? Well, it was something called credit default swaps. You've heard me speak about this for many, many years now. And collateralized debt obligations. I've spoken about these things. So what does this mean in the grand scheme of things? All of this debt is being guaranteed by other entities, big banks, and who knows what else, investors. It's used as collateral. So what this means is if there is an actual default and it looks like there is going to be someone else or other parties are going to be responsible for that debt, you understand? They will not be able to pay this. So this could put the entire financial industry, all the banks, all of them, in jeopardy like you have no idea. Way worse than the 2008 Lehman Brothers event and Bear Stearns event. So you're not going to hear about this at all on the financial channels for a lot of reasons. Number one, they probably do not know what a collateralized debt obligation is or a credit default swap is. Two, they can't allow people to understand how grave this is. So it's not just a matter of Greece not being able to pay its debts. The world cannot repay their debts. And this is the mechanism. It's the malignant system. It's how it's designed, okay? From the get-go, the ability to borrow cash from the future to sustain a better now meant that we need to continually borrow in larger and larger amounts to sustain the now. Now, the issue simply is this. Without that ability to borrow more and more and more, you get a crisis like we have now in Greece, and is going to sweep the globe. The world central banks cannot do anything about this. Why not? Because, again, the system demands that debt be borrowed into existence in perpetuity. Once we admit we can't borrow anymore, we get a crisis. Look, we've been here before. Remember the European debt crisis? That was never fixed. All it did is get much, much worse. Look, here's the sad reality of this entire thing. The 2008 crash event that was simply the markets trying to determine fair market value, period. That's their only job. World Central Bank stepped in and said, no, 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 we're not going to allow this to happen. We're going to hyperinflate the debt, create a debt bubble, which is, bar none, the greatest threat to humankind, people. You have to get this through your head. This is not just a financial problem. This is an issue with regard to resources, and we're seeing it blow up right now. So if this does progress and we start seeing a cascade of events, boom, 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 Greece and all of these other indebted nations, including the United States, forget about it. Forget about what is going to happen here. All the bank runs, well, the bank closures and the bank runs and capital controls that we're seeing in Greece is going to sweep the world. Sweep the world. And people are going to realize that all they've worked for, all their savings and everything else doesn't even exist. They've worked for nothing. You can imagine the pandemonium that could ensue in a worst case scenario. And I have to say this, look, you always have to be prepared for a worst case scenario. I've been going over that forever. Sun Tzu, the art of war, people. So understand where this is going. This is not just a Greek problem. This is a global issue that is so dire. I've written articles about it. I've done videos about this global debt and the human bubble. You have to look this stuff up. As a matter of fact, I wrote an article just about an hour ago or less on Seeking Alpha. If you do nothing else today besides watch this video, I want you to read that article. There are links in the description of this video and the comment section. Please read that article. It'll take you 5 minutes. We are at a critical point here, people, and I've been yelling and screaming from rooftops about this for a very, very long time, and we really may be here now. Just one more thing here. If you saw my last video or before that one and my couple of articles I wrote on Seeking Alpha, I nailed this market top almost to the day. And I'm telling you that we're in a lot of trouble here with regard to the global markets. I don't think this is over, and I'm not saying it's going to go down in a linear fashion, but we need to be prepared for this. And I said in my last video, I believe, what I was going to do if there was not a Greek can kick. I had expected there to be a Greek can kick. I was trying to take advantage of that by being long Apple. I said if it didn't work, I was going to reverse that position. I was going to short one of the major indices. That's exactly what I did this morning. I bought puts on IWM, specifically November 128 puts here. I think this is going to pay off. If you got in that earlier today when I posted it on my website, you've already made money here. So you need to be following my website, traderschoice.net. You need to be following my Seeking Alpha blog. And I can't stress this enough to you, how we really have to come together now and get the word out here. So again, we have this issue with Greece. We have this issue globally of an insurmountable, unfixable debt problem, and the debt bubble has topped out, in my opinion. So I'm calling a top on that as well. I nailed the stock market top, and I'm telling you, we very well may be, with a high degree of probability, at a top in this debt bubble, and this can start a cascade of events which will sweep the globe and destroy the banking system through the credit default swaps, collateralized debt obligations. Look all this stuff up, people. You will see how extreme this can be. Protect yourself. Protect your, whatever you've worked for is in jeopardy right now, everything. So think about ways to protect yourself here, people. And you know what that means. It means become your own central bank. I've been saying that since day one. And that means betting against the debt. Bet against the debt. I can't stress this enough, and I've said it probably a million times since I started. And that means hold a hard asset. Gold, silver, get out of paper. I can't stress that enough. That's where we're at right now. Okay, look, before I keep going off and off, because I could go on forever with this, please take 5 minutes, check out that article that I wrote on Seeking Alpha. Shocker. It talks about this Greek issue and how what we can expect moving forward. Again, there's links in the description of this video and the comment section. If you think any of this is important and people need to hear about it, a couple of things I'm going to ask you for. Number one, please give me a thumbs up. Just click this little thumb down here. Share this video. Comment here. Share my articles on Seeking Alpha. Look, if you're part of my team, I'm calling on you a personal favor. Let's get this out there because people, believe me, we are all responsible for each other. I can't stress this enough. And this is why I'm out here doing this. because I believe this in my heart of hearts. And I'm calling on all of you. Let's make this happen and try to wake up some people, because I can promise you, those that are asleep are going to have a horrific, rude awakening, and it could be happening right now. That's it. I'll see you soon. Over now.